can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
I squeeze the cat, show my clips this end. Show my clips this end. I squeeze the cat, show my clips this end.
Hello one, hello all. How are you? Aren't you excited? Aren't you happy? One way or another, it's over. The beginning of the end is here. If you're sick of Star Wars, if you're fired up for Star Wars, the end is within sight, or at least the end of whatever this recent chunk, whatever this blob is. And I haven't. What I should have done was I should have taken a look along the anti-Star Wars, the F Disney, the chaos in Buena Vista. I should have taken a look at some of those videos and their reactions. What's up, Tim? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Felix? What's up, Cecil? You better get to bed, sir. You got a long flight ahead of you. Mark, Tim again. Hi. Yeah. So a quick announcement. It looks like, unless there's about 18 hours left to vote on my Twitter post, I'll be doing a Sigmund reaction to the final trailer. And Sigmund is a character, not to be taken legitimately. You never see me in yellow, and Sigmund wears yellow. Sigmund is a character that is a voice of many different stereotypes, which is why he speaks with a lisp. But it's looking like a request for a Sigmund reaction to the trailer. Looks like it's coming. So we'll have that. I just want people to know that is a characterization, a satirical look at things through a satirical character. So when you watch, which would now be my third instance with that trailer, the second to last time got, I think, the most likes any of my videos has ever had. So you guys get it. I trust you. What's up, Skulder? What's up, Dice? Yeah, so what I should have done was I should have checked through all of the everybody, the sky is burning. Disney just doesn't know what the hell to do with themselves. All of those videos. I don't want to give any of those channels credit, but there are a handful. Like when I exploited the whole anti Brie Larson thing, the clickbait Brie Larson titles that seem to just breed. That is very much the case. That's and another problem is you'll click, or at least I will. You click on one of these things in the middle of the night, just to see. All right, let me get this hook out of my cheek. You got me with your clickbait. Let me see what you have to say. And sure enough, there's a couple of times where I'll fall asleep during one of these videos and wake up a couple of hours later, and YouTube through the TV just like auto plays 8 or 9 of those in a row. Next thing you know, my YouTube homepage is like, hey, how about this? How about this? How about this? So like my homepage is just infested with fuck Disney. That's basically what my page looks like, because I fell asleep to a video and then just auto played through their playlist. I'm a sucker for the Eric Butts Star Wars reaction. I don't know who Eric Butts is. Pure fucking joy. CP doesn't exist. Get it. What's up, Ryan? Oh, is Eric Butts, is that the priest? Is that who you're talking about? Because if it is, I agree with you. It's strange. It's strange what certain movies are to certain people, and Star Wars to me has this, and not even the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy. I remember them as a young teenager working at the movie theater. No, he's the guy that cries. I mean, maybe, I guess. I'll have to look him up. Actually, you know what? Why don't we experience that together? What's his name? His name is Eric Butts. So I'll play this just to quick. We're gonna reacception. The Eric Butts, is that it? Nope, you're welcome. Unboxing Star Wars. Oh, 32,000 views. God bless. God, does he do a table roll every time? Do I have you set up for everybody else to watch? Star Wars. Really? Yeah, you're gonna listen. You're gonna get a little bit of a break for about 10 days, and then November through December, it's gonna be holy shit Star Wars on this channel. I'm gonna drag Emily. We already have our tickets for episode 9. I'm gonna crash course her. So we're gonna do Brit and Twit, almost vloggy style, episodes 1 through 8 over the course of 2 months. Yeah, this is going to be very Star Wars heavy, this channel, well, starting November 1st. I'm trying to see how I can show you what I got. Let me see what I got. Okay, there it is. He's over my head, but we're gonna reactuses to a little bit of reacception. He seems over the top, but all right, Cecil. You like to play into that nice game. So I'm a little cold ogre. All right, so we're all gonna experience this for the first time, unless you've seen this already. This is the Eric Butts, 33,700 subscribers. So he clearly needs the help. Be sure to check him out. Shit, even Cody has more than him. Here we go. Or not at all. Computer just says go fuck yourself. Three. Less coffee. Stardust still exists? Dude. I love you. Cecil, if you ever start doing this, I'm going to punch you in the neck. You can't hear it? Can you really not hear it? Thank you, Cecil, for telling me. All right. Man, you missed so much. Audio. See, I got your back, you get mine, Cecil. All right, so I have to add the audio input, right? Right? Existing? Right? Is that it? Tats. If that, just please. Do you hear him? No. No, you don't hear him. This is not. We don't need this. Audio output. Wow, that's strange. I don't know why that happened. That's not it either. What the fuck is this? Sorry, gents. Well, at least we figured out during this guy's thing. Hold the phone a second. Watch me switch angles. We're gonna have a new backdrop for a second. Audio input. All right, so it's audio input. Audio input should be there. Nope, it's not. All right, audio input. So it should be playing. Do you hear him? Do you hear that? Super low? All right, super low. Do you hear him though? I think it should be working now. The fucking delay is just dog shit. My my things are peaking. So I think yeah. Sorry.
An instinct. Feeling. The force brought us together. We're not alone.
Is that Yavin?
Good people will fight if we lead them.
Ah, yes!
People keep telling me they know me.
Oh
No
my
one does.
god.
But I do.
Ooh! Ooh! Oh my! What?
Have I reached?
Oh my god!
And now
Oh my god!
we're coming together.
Jesus!
It's your undoing. What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir.
Oh no! No!
My
What?
friends.
Are they gonna wipe? What?
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Yes!
Your destiny.
Why wait? Oh god! What? Oh, they're in the throne room! What? What is going on? Oh, what was that?
Force will be with you. Always.
Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. Yes.
That was sweet.
I can't even process everything I just saw. I avoided looking at that ship shot they released earlier today so much. And the Star Destroyers coming out of the ice, and what was the white room? Kylo and Rey were in destroying something together, and then Kylo like walking through the water and appearing out of the mist thing, and it's definitely the Death Star, and we're in the throne room, and oh my god. The B-Wings, the Y-Wings, they're all back. The Resistance is growing. New dialogue from Luke, I think. New dialogue from Leia. Happy birthday, Carrie Fisher, by the way.
Is it her birthday?
God. I can't believe it. It's happening, man. I don't want the saga to end. I know we're going to get lots of other great stuff, but I mean, this has meant so much to me through my entire life. Like, I am who I am today because Star Wars shaped me in so many ways. And I think we're going to get a very appropriate send-off. And the tickets are selling out like crazy for opening weekend, just so you know. They came out, like they do every year, they came out at 8 o'clock. I know everybody thought it was when the trailers dropped, but good luck getting your tickets. I've got 3 screenings down, 2 in IMAX. We're going to watch that again. Yeah. I need to actually wipe some tears out of my eyes so I can better see what I was watching.
So to further drop some real life right in your lap, the current stats on this. Am I allowed to roll it? Can you see it? Yeah. Look, here, I'm going to do this guy a favor. 1.9 thousand likes, 1.9 thousand dislikes. That is the internet in a nutshell. This guy has just got pure innocent excitement about something that clearly means a lot to him. I don't know if you could ever get this guy to say one way or another what the worst film in the franchise is. Clearly, I don't have the excitement this guy does. I'm very excited. I was gonna say this saga has a bunch of meaning to me, but I can't emote anywhere near that. And it's neat. It's exciting. So I'll I forgot what his name, Father Roderick, is that it? That might be him. That's who I thought.
So the final trailer.
Yeah, this is him.
So the final.
What's he in the Vatican? This is hardcore. So if I could, for every Disney is exploding, the world sucks, nobody's buying toys. If I could take 5 of these for every one of those videos there are, the internet would be a nice place to run around on. But there's just not enough of this. I mean, and again, I realize that me is certainly somebody who would probably fall on the other end of the spectrum, but there's far too much negativity to just block out. Okay, 1.5 thousand likes, 20 dislikes. So maybe people thought the other guy was acting or whatever, but I found it sweet. It was nice. If a film trailer could get emotion like that out of somebody, awesome. I mean, why hate on something like that? I know people.
Final trailer for Star Wars 9: The Rise of Skywalker came out, and I happen to be here in the Vatican to film a couple of documentaries. So what better place to give you my first reaction of the Star Wars trailer than right here in front of St. Peter's Basilica. I've got it right here on this mobile phone on YouTube.
The Force.
Here we go.
Vatican.
This film logo. Oh, what is that? Rey.
It's an instinct.
It's an instinct. Oh, that looks good! Lara Croft.
Feeling.
Finn.
The Force brought us together.
Force brought us together. wow!
We're not alone.
We're not alone.
Good people will fight if we lead them.
Oh, this is so cool! Oh, the tentative!
People keep telling me.
Look at that! Oh my gosh!
No
This
one
is the
does.
confrontation between Rey and Kylo.
But I do.
Oh, that opening shot! Oh my goodness! The Emperor! Oh my goodness!
And now
Holy cow!
you're coming together.
Oh my goodness! Oh wow!
Is your undoing.
Thank you.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir,
One last look.
at my friends.
This Christmas. Leia.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Whoa! Oh, Lando!
Your destiny.
The saga will end. What are they riding, their horses? No. The throne room. What was that?
A lot of people are asking.
Oh, look at those destroyers and Kylo and Rey. And that was the Emperor.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
Oh my goodness! that was the most epic Star Wars trailer I've ever seen in my life.
Ever?
I can't believe what they did. This looks
Can't be lying,
like,
sir.
This looks like all the Star Wars movies together, multiplied by 10.
All right.
Add the Force, add the Holy Spirit, and that's what you get. Then you get this trailer. To be able to see it here, to give you my first reaction right here on St. Peter's Square, it is... Oh, well, this totally made my day. Gosh, there's so much I would like to tell you and I would like to share with you, but I'll keep it at this. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to hear much, much more about my thoughts about this upcoming Star Wars movie, and there will be many more videos.
That's Vader's helmet on the coals that Kylo placed out on Episode 7. That might be it. The thing that they knock over. Oh, I gotta lock you out. So Dalton in the move back. Dalton in the chat asks, I don't really understand why people go this crazy over Star Wars. I never got this franchise. Explain. So what I was going to say before was I watched this franchise late. In high school, a bunch of my friends were talking about the fact that it was being re-released, and I was like, I don't know, old movie thing didn't exist. I didn't exist when this movie came out, so ho-hum. Just ignorant high school kid bullshit. And one of my buddies let me borrow the 3 tapes, Return of the Jedi, I'm going backwards, Empire Strikes Back, and A New Hope. And in that session, I got it. It wasn't like it snapped, like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. But within a couple of years, I was working at the movie theater. I just loved movies, and to see I don't know how to explain it. To experience other people's, like that dude who was crying, whether or not that's fake, guy's a good actor. I don't know what to tell you. I got to experience people's excitement for Episode 1, which was Phantom Menace. The people lining up, and this is back when you couldn't buy tickets to your specific seat. You had to wait. We had people that waited a couple of days early. there was a couple. The summer of '99, there were a couple of moments where, like, I really understood what the power of movies and what it does to people. Blair Witch Project, oddly enough, that was opening weekend for that. That was insanity. We just kept interlocking shows and kept putting on more showings, and we would show Blair Witch every 15 minutes until about 3 a.m. And none of us who worked there didn't get out till about 5 a.m. But there was the summer of '99 is a really, really, I mean, there's a lot that I can point to working at a movie theater and experiencing people's excitement and feelings towards film. I mean, there's stuff like American Pie, which at the time was this rejuvenation in the R-rated teen comedy. That came out in '99. Episode 1 came out in '99. That was a big deal to see, like, you know, all different generations of people get excited for something that in the end ended up, you know, just being a disappointment. And there are just these different forms of, I don't want to call it habit, tradition. I don't know why habit was the first thing that came to my mind. There's these traditions that are associated with certain films, and Star Wars is certainly one of those things. Harry Potter would end up being something very similar, where people would go out of their way to make sure they saw the newest Harry Potter. And to experience people's excitement from the other side of the aisle, it was neat. I never completely bought in for Star Wars. One, I didn't even see 2 in the theater. That's how much it didn't strike me that much. But for some reason, 3, knowing that, okay, we're gonna see Anakin become Darth Vader, like that was, you know, I don't know, it's up there. Darth Vader could be the most popular film villain, and like I had a grasp of just what a big deal that was. So obviously I wanted to check that out and got a little excited for it, and was happy that it was of the better of the prequel trilogy. You know, you put that aside for what, a decade and a half? No, about a decade. And when they announced the sequels after Disney bought Star Wars, I had loved movies regardless of, you know, my favorites. You know, there's a Jason Tombstone right there. My favorite movie, for the most part, it depends on what kind of mood you get me in, is Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 6. Star Wars is mingled in there somehow. Goodfellas is in there. Inception is in there. Dog Day Afternoon. Network. There's a bunch of, like, I love movies. I hit a bit of a personal disaster. Yeah, it's just a personal problem that I got real depressed with my personal life, my father passing, and a couple of friends close to me said, you know, just talk about movies. Do it on YouTube. Talk about movies on a camera the way you do to us. And I was in a funk. I was just in a funk. So I wasn't doing stand-up. I was just kind of still watching movies as if movies were some form of anxiety release. But there was that. And then sure enough, Force Awakens was coming out later in 2015, which was something I was excited about, and, you know, just kind of bought into the whole, okay, we're getting a new Star Wars. And I'm actually, you know, I had already watched the previous 6 a couple of times before that, So my interest in Star Wars had grown. And I put some really, unmatchable, undue pressure on Force Awakens that, no film can match, should match, will match. I was depressed. I was depressed and put so much pressure on a movie to be brilliant, to be great, to be something fresh. And I went into Force Awakens wanting to be fixed of depression. Like, if this film manages to be great, I'll be fixed. It'll be my proof that movies can fix people. The happy guy that was crying earlier, movies mean something to him. So in a somewhat connected way, I felt the same way that if this film is good enough, it can turn me in the right direction. Turns out Force Awakens is something I loved. Watched it opening night with. If you watch any major release opening night with a full house, the experience is far different, and it is an experience. If you watch a film that people are waiting for, Avengers Endgame, that experience was a blast. Oddly enough, Game Night, which we saw at a screener, that, seeing a comedy that sharp and with a full house that respected the punchlines and all that stuff, that was wild. But Force Awakens, I had seen Star Wars films in the theaters before. I knew people going bonkers for the Lucasfilm logo. Was a little funny seeing, or not seeing, should I say, the 20th anniversary Fox fanfare. But all these cues when the Millennium Falcon shows up, everybody cheers. When so and so shows up, there's a cheer. Like you could just feel the room flowing with everything, and it felt great. It was a refreshing experience that kind of makes me wish I was a Marvel fan, because who knows, maybe I would have got over my depression a bit easier had they made the bigger Avengers movies when I was deep in my rut. But The Force Awakens did everything I wanted it to. Whether or not it felt similar, whether or not it was a 5-star film, wasn't important to me. That whole experience was brilliant, and obviously it didn't fix my depression, but I was hooked. I was hooked. There's these new people. I have these old feelings. Everything felt great, and I'm ready. Take me on your journey. You got me, and I've been like that ever since. As somebody who's been a voice on the internet, however small or large, whatever, that's up to you, throughout this trilogy process, I just find it puzzling that everybody who and again, it's not everybody, but it seems like the loudest voices who complained about The Force Awakens said it was too samey. And I could understand that. It was a proficiently made movie. All the complaints about the prequels were it was kind of lazy. You can't really say that about The Force Awakens. Then comes The Last Jedi, which I thought was great. I genuinely think that's a good movie. Is it perfect? Of course not. The Canto Bight scene can be done without. The big thing, people being pissed off about Luke. That's not my Luke. Luke wouldn't do that. All right, so what, you want him to be the same guy then? The guy who comes and saves the day? There has to be a passing of the torch somehow. And I don't understand people that don't want something to be the same, but when a film goes and tries to do something differently, people complain even harder. Where it's like, all right, so the last film, your problem was it was too samey. This one, at the very least, they subverted stuff. They did things differently. You can't have both. You can't have too samey, or not samey. Like you're gonna get one or the other. It's gonna be new or it's gonna be similar. I'm intrigued to see what happens with 9. I'm okay with The Last Jedi. I'm nervous that all these loud, obnoxious morons are voices that are going to influence something somehow. We're getting the Emperor back, so I'm nervous. The Emperor is a character that I love very much. A very, very badass villain. Without him in Episode 3, I don't know how great that movie is, but I just make it work, I guess, is what I'm worried about. I've been okay. I've been pretty forgiving. If Rise of Skywalker is the least good film in this trilogy, I'm kind of okay with that. Some people, run and scream and say that The Last Jedi is the worst thing for them, that they really need to rebound. Every trilogy has at least one where it's just like, yeah, well, there's that. Return of the Jedi isn't that good. I hate to say. Return of the Jedi's okay. Empire and the original are really good. Return of the Jedi is just, if we didn't have Jar Jar, we'd be talking about Ewoks. Well, wait, what? Friday the 13th and Star Wars, that's a hell of a combination. Yeah. I can't explain why either. There's other stuff that I love. A lot of mafia movies for some reason. Darth Maul equals black and red guy. That is true. That is all they gave us of Darth Maul. You only saw him for 7 minutes. I don't buy that. Luke, who looked at his father and forgave him for all his transactions, would then go on and try to kill his nephew for feeling darkness in him. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah, but what if that character lost his way? What if he saw evil? I mean, they do play it out in The Last Jedi that he sees this evil that Ben would end up becoming, and he's trying to prevent that. So why not? Why? I mean, their big thing is that they're always talking about how imperfect the Jedi are. So it's been a while. That's the other thing that they always touch on, that it's been forever. So why would he be exactly the same? Yeah, he's hardened. Things have happened. He's worried. I mean, a lot of pressure. It's his nephew that he doesn't want the same things to happen to his nephew that happened to his father. He doesn't know his father very well. He knows his father as the bad guy who only decided to be a dad at the very last second to throw the Emperor over the long pit of electricity. I don't know what you call that. Transgressions, I see. Return of the Jedi is the Phantom of the original trilogy. Yes. Darth Maul was an Insidious. Yes, he was. How about a movie based 10 years from now when the guy who plays Finn is under a bridge sleeping? What the fuck? Yeah. I maybe some people be entertained by that. Let me try to see if I can get some hatred to react. Beyond the Grace Randolph, I could really do without you. Like, really, really do without you. New Rise of Skywalker trailer confirms massive plot leaks. Spoilers. All right, I'll bite. Hey, you enjoy that.
How are you running right now? It's hot as balls. Speaking of balls, do those things really...
Hey guys, before we get into things, just a couple of quick notes. This video will contain major spoilers for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. If you want to go in fresh, make sure you don't watch this video. Also, the first couple of minutes of this video are setting some history and background, so if you want to get right into my analysis and looking at what's real and what's not, I'll put a timestamp up on the screen that you can follow. Roll the intro.
Spoilers. Warning, spoilers.
So, first off, there were several sort of small details that were shown in this trailer which seem to corroborate previous information. One of them is the fact that Sidious seems to be attached to some sort of life support device. He says, and I'll quote as much as I can without spoiling unnecessary bits, that Palpatine is in a grand arena supported by some sort of mechanical arm, possibly connecting him to life support machinery. Moving on, another detail is that the heroes supposedly go to an icy asteroid base to meet with a First Order informant. It seems very possible that this location from the trailer is the icy asteroid base. I actually forgot that this leak existed, and when I saw the trailer, I assumed that this was a First Order base, or maybe even Palpatine's base, but it's possible that the First Order is just coming down on our heroes to try to capture them. The leaks do also specifically mention that the First Order arrives and begins attacking, so keep that in mind. There's also mention of Chewbacca being captured, and when we watch the trailer, there clearly is Chewie's bowcaster and bandolier in what looks like a prison cell, so maybe this was after he was freed. One of the more convincing things in the trailer, and one of the more major things, is the presence of a Sith dagger. I don't want to go too far down this path, because if you guys want to be spoiled that much, you can choose to do so, but we clearly see in the trailer some sort of dagger being held by Rey, which I think matches up with JP's leaks quite well. Another major plot point is what's going on with C-3PO. JP's leaks basically mention that he undergoes a procedure that helps the Resistance move the plot forward, and that there is a serious threat of him losing his life, or, well, droid life during the procedure. Again, that matches up clearly with what we see. There's also, and I guess this one is pretty obvious, the fact that Kylo and Rey seem to be teaming up, and the fact that Rey will stand against the Empire. That, though, I could have leaked to you guys at the end of The Last Jedi, and I would have been just as right. Similarly, Palpatine is supposed to somehow describe Kylo and Rey's power together, a powerful connection between the two, and there seems to be some reference to that by him saying that you've made a mistake both coming here at the same time. I believe that Jason Ward from Making Star Wars also got something right about Palpatine's throne being sort of thorny, and to be fair, he often gets details about props right. Another Jedi Pax's detail is, and I quote, "The Star Destroyers of the Sith fleet break through the dark rocky surface of the planet and rise into the air." Another is that the Resistance arrives and they are confronted with hundreds of Palpatine's Star Destroyers. Their goal is to take out the flagship, and I won't say any more. We do see during the trailer troops being landed on something that doesn't seem to be a standard Imperial Star Destroyer, and if you want to know why, you can watch my breakdown. I went over it in some detail. We also have a mention of Janna, one of the new characters riding creatures and fighting First Order. So
horses!
We have that as well.
Space
I think those
horses.
are most of the similarities, and as you can see, there are a lot of them. I don't want to go into the leaks line by line, because at this point I haven't yet, and I still want to be somewhat surprised by the nuances of the movie rather than knowing how each scene plays out. But again, they're down in the description for you to check out yourself if you want to. Again, it will tell you how the movie may end up, so just be careful. There are, however, some things which seem to contradict the leaks or show holes in the leaks. For example, we don't hear about Finn being present for the duel between Rey and Kylo, which does seem a little strange. We don't hear anything about the Rebel blockade runner. The description of Palpatine's lair from both Making Star Wars and JP seems to be completely different, although it is very possible that the shots of the lair itself were just not included in the trailer, which would make sense. My opinion, for what it matters, is that the leaks are probably largely correct. I think there's a lot of nuance missing and a lot of details missing, especially around the third act, and I think things, at least when Jedi Paxis heard it, were still subject to change. The ending is the part that I'm still most questioning about, but regardless of whether it's 100% accurate in detail or not, it lacks the sort of effect of seeing a movie in person and everything else that goes into it. Like I said, it's the difference between a poorly received endgame leaked and a generally well-liked movie. But that's all I have to say for now. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Speaking of which, if...
Nope. No, none of your shenanigans at the end, sir. Sorry. I forgot what channel that was. Moviegasm? No, it wasn't that. What was it called? Emergency Awesome, maybe it was? Ah, fuck. I already forgot. I didn't see that dagger before. Wow. Yeah, I didn't see Chewie's little belt. I've seen some real douchey scumbag fans of Star Wars than I have with Trekkies. Yeah, for some asinine reason, people have got a real hard-on for shitting on Star Wars, and for the life of me, I don't understand. Like, there's all this I don't know, edgelord fun reporting that Star Wars toys aren't selling the way they used to. Fucking no toys are selling the way they used to. Toys R Us has closed. How often do you hear about new Barbies flying off the shelves? That argument is just absurd. The thing, what was it? The what is it called? Galaxy's Edge, the new part of Disney World that you couldn't. You could get in it and it's empty. They haven't done their grand opening yet. They're still building a second ride. And as far as I know, if you try to book something right now, you can't get tickets. That appears to be quite the opposite. To say that the movies are an absolute failure is just... I don't know, a lack of understanding math, and the precedence of films before. So Disney has released 4 Star Wars movies. 1, you can say, is a disappointment, all things considered. That is Solo. However, The Force Awakens, which is the first Disney Star Wars movie, is the highest grossing domestic film of all time. And I'm pretty sure it's not even fucking close. I want to say it just missed $1 billion. Yeah, 936 million, number 1. Number 2, Avengers Endgame with 858. So by nearly $100 million, Star Wars Force Awakens made more money in the States, I don't know, maybe that counts Canada, than the almighty Avengers Endgame, which worldwide is number 1. Worldwide, number 1 is Endgame. 2 is Avatar. 3 is Titanic. Number 4, all-time worldwide, Star Wars The Force Awakens with $2 billion. There are 5 movies ever to make $2 billion, and Star Wars The Force Awakens is one of them. That's half what Disney paid for the rights. $2 billion. Then we'll work our way down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th with $1.3 billion is Star Wars The Last Jedi. We're now at what? We're at $3.3 billion. 2 movies. When you paid $4 billion for the property. Oh, by the way, just in case you didn't know this, anytime somebody buys a Star Wars movie or something Star Wars related, that goes to Disney now too. I don't know. There's no way to figure out if somebody buys some sort of Star Wars themed shirt these days. I'm pretty sure there probably is, but I can't get a hold of that. So the 4th and 13th highest grossing films of all time worldwide are the Disney Star Wars movies. You work your way down, and then where is it? Oh no. Number 33, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, with $1.05 billion. Let me see how many films. So 43 films ever have made at least $1 billion worldwide. 3 of the 4 Disney Star Wars films have made $1 billion. If you're trying to sell that story that Star Wars is in deep shit and a total failure, then you don't understand how math works. There are zero pre-Disney Star Wars movies that are worth $1 billion. Shit, Jurassic Park, $1.029 billion. The closest thing you get, actually, excuse me, I take that back. I apologize. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is 39th with 1.027. There is one film in the Star Wars franchise that is in the $1 billion range. Dark Knight, 1.004. Dark Knight is the last of the billionaires. That is 43rd. The Dark Knight. I'm trying to think. Yeah, most of these Harry Potters are a little shy. If you're gonna base it on money, you have a very bad argument. If you're trying to say that the stories aren't good, that's fair. That is certainly fair. The problem there is then, stuff like Transformers, they're just going to keep making them because they keep making money. And as brutal as it is for you guys to hear it, they probably didn't make money on Solo. They had to shoot it twice. I think they're going to make money on Episode 9. No matter how much dancing and spitting you're going to do, people are already buying tickets for a movie that doesn't come out for two months. That kind of clickbait reporting is silly. And I don't understand, what you're trying to troll. I for the life of me, I can't understand why there's so much pleasure in reporting something that is swayed, to be absolutely polite. The other thing that I think is funny is the highest grossing Blu-ray in the year 2018, in a year where Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War came out. The highest grossing Blu-ray was Star Wars The Last Jedi. That movie that everybody hates and doesn't want to watch. They hate it so much they went out and bought it. I don't know, to use as a coaster or something. I don't understand. It came out, what, April 1st and sold 1.7 million units. I don't know, multiply that by 20. That's a lot. I think Star Wars is love or hate. MCU and DC are more watchable to the general public. Oh, yeah. So as far as today is concerned, mass appeal is certainly MCU now is what Star Wars was in the 70s. It's like appointment television. People want to make they'll go no matter what you do. All right, a new MCU movie, let's go. Which I guess is different. And Star Wars isn't like that now. But that's fine. Doesn't mean that Disney is eating shit with their purchase of Star Wars. I think Star Wars is love. Yep. What happened to all the black people by the time of A New Hope? All these prequels have a ton of black people. Guess that's why they call it A New Hope. Huh? There's a bunch of black. What are you talking about? Lando Calrissian's black. Mike Star has gotten back to the trilogy. But every movie in the MCU is great, or even better. Not every movie is great. Collectors will collect regardless if they particularly like that individual thing, i.e. The Last Jedi. Well, that's fine, but it hurts the argument that people aren't buying it, which again, that would defeat the argument for the toys then, because if collectors collect regardless, then why aren't they buying the toys? It's funny. I should, I'll wait. There's a bunch of counterpoint stuff that I'd like to do for all these clickbait videos, and somebody actually got mad that Plinkett didn't do a true Plinkett video and give Last Jedi the roast it deserved, and it's not I'll get to it. We got a little bit of time of Halloween. Still the month of Halloween. We'll talk about horror stuff in the meantime. But it looks like we'll get a Sigmund reaction, which of course is satire. So you'll see some of those voices transparent in the work of Sigmund in his first reaction to Star Wars, the episode 9, the Rise of Skywalker final trailer. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon, probably with some interesting developments over the next couple of days.